Hello everyone, my name is Riipleys and today we are finally building with a little camper kit. I originally got this kit when it first came out, but then I was like, what the hell do I build with this? Like, I get that it's kind of like, it's for like the toddlers, it's for the kids, it has a lot of like, but I don't really know what it is because it does have like this like movie screen, but it also has some like playground equipment. And I was like, it's kind of like backyard stuff, and it does like in the kit they do like, I guess, suggest that you use it in your backyard for your Sims or for your kids' Sims to like take over the backyard and get to do whatever they want to do. But I'm like, I don't really want to build an entire house for just the backyard, or like, am I really gonna build and decorate an entire house so I can put this in the backyard? I don't really know. I didn't really feel like it, so I kind of been holding off on this kit for quite a while now. But then I was like, okay, so we have some playground equipment, we could do something with that, so that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a playground, and I am building this in Windenburg in the Get Together world, and I am actually just using the little camper kit, base game, and Get Together in this build, which the only things that I use from Get Together anyways is just the fence and like one plant, I think. The reason why I even decided to use this pack is because we are building in Windenburg, so I guess it would make sense to use the pack that we are building in, if that makes sense. But then everything else is just base game and the little camper kit. So if you would just happen to only have base game and this kit, then the only thing that will really disappear is the fence, which is a thing that's very easily changeable, I guess. I don't know if that's a word, but you can change it quite easily, and I don't really think it would change the look of this build. So on one side here, I decided to do this kind of like movie hangout area where your Sims could like come and like grill some, I guess, s'mores and hot dogs and that kind of stuff. And then you also had the tent on the side where your kids' Sims could like read stories and that kind of stuff and just like hang out. I also put in those like drawing tables on that side as well. Also on the other side we put in the swings, which the swings are so beautiful. I love these swings, and I know a lot of people have been saying that they are the best swings in the Sims, which they are. But to be fair, also we only have like the set that came with seasons, so we only have 2 sets of swings anyways. So it's not really a hard competition, but they are super beautiful. And then on that side as well, we also have the playhouse in its full size. Like, I usually size down the playhouse, the dollhouses, but in this case it did get to be big because we are outside and it can take that space. And then we have the table as well, which I think that they used, I think that they played Don't Wake the Llama on that. I'm not quite sure, but I think that is the game that they play, unless they do like a card game. I don't know, but I think it is the Don't Wake the Llama one. And then I'm just doing some park stuff. It is a park, so it does have some requirements. I am just doing like a grilling area, which technically isn't a requirement, but I think that you want a grilling area in a park. I think that would make sense. Then on the other side we do need a chess table, so I did put in that as well. And then I also put in a telescope, which we did get finally a normal sized telescope with the werewolf pack. And we also got a base game one, and of course it is the base game one that I'm using here. I just thought it would be a fun thing to add. And then we're doing this grilling area here. This is really just the area for the adults. Like, the kids have like the entire park, but just like this tiny small area at the back of the park is for the adults, is for the parents of the kids. Oh, I also put a monkey bar over here as well. I thought that we needed some playground equipment. I do think the strings did count as a playground equipment, but it was just like a nice filler thing. Then just putting in some more like decorations, putting in those like pots, those like gardening pots, which I actually ended up putting some rose bushes in, so they are not functional either. They are just decorational. And then we do have in terms of doing like lights, I never realized how limited we were in like street lights in the base game. Like we only have like 1 or 2. I think that the other one was from Get Together, so we only had like 1. And I used it because I thought it was the nicest one, but we were definitely limited. I don't know if I would have. I don't think I would have picked them if I had access to other packs. But then I'm just kind of finishing everything up. I'm using some terrain paint. I've really been loving doing some terrain painting lately. So we just kind of like marking out where Sims would be walking the most, where it would have been more like worn out, where the grass would have been more like worn out, more like walked on, and like adding some like sand and that kind of stuff as well. And then finally just doing the landscaping. I could definitely tell because it's been like, at this point when I was building this, it had been like 2 months almost with me not building anything. So when I started doing the landscaping, I really felt how like rusty I am, like how I feel kind of unexperienced almost. Like I know what I'm doing, but I feel like also I don't know what I'm doing. Like the controls and everything, I'm like, how do you turn things around? I just accidentally like made things smaller instead of turning them around and kind of stuff. So it definitely like you do get rusty when you don't build. Although after I'd done this build, I felt like I was kind of in my element again, which was nice. It wasn't too bad, but definitely like you kind of have to come back into it, and I think I did that with this build. However, I do really like how this build turned out. Can you call it a build if you don't build a house? I think so. And now I'm just putting in some trees. This park really needed some trees. Sadly, I wouldn't have, well, not sadly, but these trees work, but for the middle, like where you walk down, I would have liked to have more like exciting trees, I guess. Some funner trees, some more like kind of like those cherry blossoms that we have on the side there, but we didn't really have a nice one that fit with just the base game, so I felt also very limited there, but I think that is still fine. Then I'm just doing the last kind of like flower pots, kind of trying to decorate this, trying to make it look nice. Also trying to align the flower boxes seemed to be one of the hardest things to do. I don't know why, but I couldn't get the grid to work, or maybe I just couldn't see it like under the floorboards, but that doesn't make any sense at all, so I don't know what to say that. I don't know if it was on like another level if I had somehow managed to do that, but I couldn't get the grid to work, so I just had to kind of use my eyes to try to align them, which I think in the end worked quite nice. I mean, they look like they're aligned, so I guess that's fine. And here I am changing that chest table for a tree because I really wanted a tree on that side. I think that I wanted a tree more than I wanted the chest tables, that's how it is. But with that said, we're about to jump into the tour, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon. Ripley out.